Hey, hiya there, every single citizen in this wide verse. I just wanted to come together today to really quickly discuss a quick wish list I have for some ideas that I think would go really great in the Star Citizen universe. Just some ideas that I think would really add to the game. My first suggestion is a landing zone in Nyx or Pyro that is a direct ripoff of the first city featured in the Han Solo movie. If you don't know what that is, I'll show a picture of it on screen right now. But it's pretty cool, right? I mean, imagine a landing zone where you can go through like some dusty back alley areas and go to mission givers to get some cool missions and stuff. It'd just be a really good idea all around, in my opinion. Number two, cyberpunk ish style modifications. Imagine going into a space station and getting some cybernetic modifications like 12% faster reload time, or some improved aim, or less recoil, due to the fact that you can make your character have like slightly iron arms, or just slightly improved statistics after spending, let's say, like a million UEC per modification, or 100,000, you pick. But those modifications would be permanent, or at least until the next wipe. I just think it'd be very cool to spend like a million AUEC and then have the ability to choose whether or not you want your arm to look like it's metal now, especially if those customizations and improvements can be toggled on and off as a visual style, yet you can keep the 12% increase. So if you don't want your arm to look like it's made out of metal, then you can just remove that. But I just think those would be cool little tweaks. Number three, passenger gameplay. I really think it would be cool if you could like use a rundown taxi to drive around Area 18, like it's like well, think of like Coruscant from Star Wars. Just imagine driving a taxi through all those hovering cars. It'd be sick, especially if those passengers have realistic dialogue that allows them to, well, be an asshole to you or be a nice person. Number four, speaking of very immersive dialogue, GTA 5 style home renting. Imagine how cool it would be if there were at least 10 different houses and like types of apartments and or houses that you could rent at each landing zone, rent or buy. And the aesthetics of these houses would vary depending on what area you choose. Like I could land in Terra and rent a suburban house on the edge of the city that would look just like that one neighborhood from Star Wars Skeleton Crew. You know the one. I'll show a picture. But imagine just taking the subway station to go to your little suburban house and then decorate it using the holographic decoration system they showcased at CitizenCon 2024. It would just be really cool to have a bunch of different aesthetics and different house choices so you could live in those cities. Number five, and this is one that the developers themselves have actually acknowledged and talked about a little bit: interactive cockpit buttons for every single ship with button animations. You know, you know how that one video shows the Hornet with like all the tourney switches and stuff? That's really sick. I want to have the ability to be able to just flip a switch and have it actually like have a cool little animation. And I understand that'd be really hard for all the, I don't know, 239 ships in the game so far. But still, I think it'd be cool. Number six, a jail system in Castra that looks like those sick hexagonal prisons from Andor. You know those ones? The ones that are absolutely terrifying, giant, and they're in the cities or in the oceans. That'd be really cool to see in a system like Castra that's mainly for militaristic endeavors. Seeing hexagonal, weird, underground, at least prisons would just be pretty dang cool, or at least pretty rundown looking utopian, dystopian, I mean, places. And then finally, personalities. This would be a kind of cool thing. I feel like there should be an option when you create your character to be able to customize each walk cycle. You know how when you use your scroll wheel on your mouse to like turn different to walk at different speeds? Well, I think when you're in the character creation menu, there should be an extra slide called personality where you can go and change the walking animation of each one of those individual like walking speeds and make your person walk savvy or walk like someone who's on drugs or eat like different personality things. You can walk like a diva or your character can walk like somebody in a tuxedo. It just depends. Kind of like emotes, but in your character creation screen. As well as I think it would be pretty cool if there were different animations for reloading based on that as well. Like you could choose whether or not you wanted your character to have a quirky reload animation where they're like dropping the magazine and having to pick it up like oopsie daisy, I suck at this. Or like a reload animation called like tactical where they're just, doing their best like the usual one. Different reload animations, just different animations for everything. It wouldn't make them longer or anything or decrease your reload time. It would just make them really make your character you. It would really help with the customization effort.
Alright, so past me was being a little lying bitch when he said he was done, because he's not. Now, the next thing I would want is, this one's a good one, a Red Dead Redemption 2 style encounter system. You know how in Red Dead Redemption 2, every once in a while, you'll find a guy that's like, help, my horse tripped me over, I'm stuck, please help, every, once in 2 hours? Yeah, well, I think that'd be a very cool system for Star Citizen. Like encounters to spruce things up. And how I would implement this would be by making it so every once in a while, that NPC that's repairing the vending machines in Area 18? Every once in a while, he could be like, hey, I need help with this. And then you could hold his back to keep him steady while he's putting that thing in overdrive, fixing the vending machine. Or an encounter where someone could SOS you while you're in your quantum state, and it would pull you out of quantum if you so happen to accept it, and it would allow you to help that person in danger, or some other systems for that. And then the actual, for real, last big thing I wanted was for every single ship in the entire game to receive customization akin to that of the Origin 300i, where you can customize boosters, interior decor, wings, and everything. I want to be able to customize the interior layout of every one of my ships, and the wing designs, and the engine patterns, all of it, etc. I just think it would be a very cool idea to make it so every single ship had 300i style modifications, except make them allow to, customize the wings and engines as well. And yeah, that's about it for the big things. But
Speed round.
an Argo truck that can carry 32 SCU, and no more, no less, just so I can fit the biggest crate in there. The truck from the Odyssey concept art, I need that thing. Ship stickers, so I can slap a bumper sticker that says, I'm a mother trucker on the bottom of my ship that work like decals. A radio station that goes on your MFD in your ships and or Moby glasses that has a radial wheel that works just like the GTA music. A to-do tab in your Moby glass so you can make objectives and tick them off one by one. And that's about it. I do think it's important to note that this is in fact not a list of demands, although it probably should be considering how much I've backed the game. And I know none of this is ever going to get added. However, I still would like to hope. But yeah.